Hi, my name's Annabelle, and this is my IAT poster presentation. So for our psychology class, we had to take 3 of the IAT, which is an implicit association test, to see what our brain unconsciously prefers and how that results affect us. So the IAT is an implicit association test, and it unconsciously pairs your brain to make a decision by itself of what you prefer almost. I'll give you some examples. So for the one that I took, I did 3 different ones, but I took one on your sexuality. So for the first part of the test, it looks something like this. So there's an E and an I key, and it pairs it up with whatever side. So on this side for the E, there's gay, and then for the other one, it's straight. And so as you can see, there are 2 gay people, so I push E, and it does that for a few questions. And you try to go as fast as possible with also being accurate so that you can help better your results. So there's 7 parts of this test. So in the next part, they give you words. So there's still the E and the I keys, but this is for good words and this is for bad words. So evil is a bad word, so I push I. And this part of the test is kind of just like introducing you to like pushing the keys and like making your brain go faster, and like we're still practicing it. Then it starts to combine them and it gets a little bit harder. So if you saw a gay couple or a good word, you would press E, and vice versa on the other side. So this is a straight couple, so I press I, or this is a bad word, so I would push I for the bad words. And I don't think that it's like saying that people who are gay are good. I think because it does switch throughout the next part of the test. So now, where the gay people were on E, this is now straight. So this is straight people, so I push E. And then it switches to like straight and good are now together, and gay and bad are together. And it's basically just like seeing how many you got wrong or right, but you really don't get any wrong. That's where the validity comes in, because I don't think that the validity of this is at all there. And the reliability, I will get to that when I get to my results, because I also don't think that is there in some tests. But the validity is basically if you get a question wrong, then you get it wrong and you don't get to fix it. Whereas in these tests, you go and fix it and change it until you get it right. And I'm sure it goes into like the overall like results that you get, but it mostly is not very like validated. So that's how you take it. My results for this one are as shown. So there's a strong preference to straight people on top, which 25% of the people got. Whereas there's a strong preference to gay, where 3 people got that result. I am almost in the middle to little of none, which is 18%. I'm the 15%, which I had a slight preference to straight people over gay people, which I don't agree with my results. Not to voice my opinion or anything, but I think that I could have got more equals in the 3 tests that I've taken. Because one of them I got like in the 3 percentile range. Like only 3% of people thought that I took on over fat and thin people. And I prefer fat people over thin people, like in the moderate category. And I don't agree with any of my results. I think that I'm more equal, as people are just people to me. It doesn't really matter. I know that people do have preferences, and that's where they get the results from. Like 25% of people are very strongly preferred to straight people versus gay people. Whereas I'm slightly straight, which I guess I think that's probably the closest to what I would be, but also I thought that I would get more equals. On my poster there is a picture of just all the IAT results for white males in the US. And then there's also, this picture is also on my poster too, but this one's just labeled that I'm in the slight percentile range. Overall, the reliability is there, but I think it could be more there, as in, like on my paper that I wrote, there was a source that said that they took the same test 3 times, answered the same 3, like all the same, and they got 3 different results as to what they got. And I think that's where the reliability kind of fails at, because like they do ask you questions like what's your race and stuff like that at the beginning and whatnot, so they can know who's taking the test. But it's really about just how much more accurate you get when you push those buttons versus like, because the first time I think I took one, I wasn't very accurate because I was trying to go very fast, and you shouldn't do that. But overall, I think these tests are a good way to see what our brain prefers more when just looking at these pictures very fastly and trying to answer them. I think that's a very good method and a very good way, but I also think that at the same time there needs to be more reliability and validity in these tests, and I think that there could be improvement. So thank you for watching.